98% of adults reaching 30 years of age will not substantially alter their income pattern, adjusting for inflation, for the remainder of their life. Only 2% will experience gains. Well, welcome to Side Hustle Hero, the podcast that inspires action and helps you to grow your side hustle into a thriving income stream. I'm your host, Joan Posivy, author of The Way Success Works. My wish for you isn't just to start a successful side hustle, but also to achieve financial freedom and to live your best life. Financial freedom, as I see it, is when your passive income surpasses your expenses, allowing you to work because you want to, not just because you have to. At that point, you've won the money game and can focus on building on that success. Nearly everyone has the potential to achieve financial freedom. Unfortunately, most people learn about money from those who don't have much of it. To change your financial trajectory, two key elements are essential. Number one, develop the internal mindset of a prosperous person so that when money is mentioned, it brings feelings of joy and possibility and positive expectations. In this episode, you'll discover how to know what your true feelings are about money and rich people, and the connection between those feelings and your present monetary results. And the second element of changing your financial trajectory is applying external abundance building strategies, knowing what to do with your finances now and how to allocate as more comes in. I began studying these principles in my late teens, buying my first house at age 19, and have been financially free now for years. Trust me, if you want to improve your financial results, it all starts with your internal money mindset. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. The quote you heard at the opening is from my 12-part video course, Turn Your Thoughts into Wanted Things, specifically from session 6, titled The True Source of Your Financial Freedom. If you're under 30, now's the time to develop the habits and prosperity consciousness to ensure you're among the 2% who experience financial gains. If you're over 30, there's still good news. You can recondition your mindset to join that 2%, but it requires an open mind and a willingness to challenge long-held beliefs. As you listen to today's episode, be sure to keep your side hustle goals top of mind. But before all that, if our chats are sparking your entrepreneurial spirit and providing valuable insights, consider showing your support by visiting sidehustlehero.com/support. That's where you can shoot me a virtual coffee. It's a real thing and a fun way to give the show a caffeinated thumbs up. Thank you so much. Now here is more from that session, the true source of your financial freedom. Welcome to session 6, the true source of your financial freedom. If you truly want to have the money to live the lifestyle you choose, you're going to love this session and you'll want to revisit it often. To be financially free, you simply must do things differently than the masses. Let's face it, the majority of people in just about any country are not financially free. They don't have the money to do the things that they really want to do. Many are just a paycheck or two away from serious trouble. Now, here's the thing. If you happen to be a young adult, you might be thinking, I got lots of time to sort out this financial thing. Well, not really. Let me share this with you from the newspaper, the USA Today. And by the way, if you're older than young adult, this is an indication of why you might not have been getting the financial results that you've been looking for. It said, 98% of adults reaching 30 years of age will not substantially alter their income pattern, adjusting for inflation, for the remainder of their life. Only 2% will experience gains. Why? Remember our session on habits? If a person is in the habit of spending more money than they've got coming in, will more money solve the problem? No, as I said before, no way. In fact, you've probably heard stories about people winning a big lottery, and by the end of the year, they're flat broke. One day I asked someone about this who I knew was involved in a government lottery corporation, and he told me that the group that did lose their winnings, well, the ones that lost them the most often were the people who were the poorest financially prior to the winnings. And if they were already financially sound when they won, generally it just added to their portfolio. That makes complete sense. You see, the people in the latter group already had a prosperity consciousness, one that could handle it. The first group, the ones that were in the habit of struggling financially, receiving a large amount of money would be way out of their comfort zone. You might be thinking, if I received a large amount of money, I'd be way comfortable. Maybe, maybe not. But can anyone develop a prosperity consciousness that is in harmony, in tune with the amount of money that they say that they want? Absolutely, absolutely. Let's revisit our orange tree analogy for a moment. Suppose it's your orange tree and you're not happy with the crop that you've been getting. The oranges don't taste so great and they're too small. So you decide that you want ones that are bigger and taste better, and maybe you want more of them. If you want to improve the oranges, where do you need to put your attention? On the oranges? No. What causes the fruit? The seed, the roots, the stuff that you and I can't see, that which is invisible to the naked eye. So what do we call the oranges in our real life? Our results, right? So if we want to improve our results, do we try to manipulate the present results? No, if we want to affect real and permanent change, we must focus on the root causes, the real driving force behind the results that we're getting. The results that you're getting in your life, your happiness, health, your wealth, those are your fruits. Now let's back this up. That seed, like everything in the universe, is energy. It's energy at a high speed of vibration. Once we plant the seed in the ground, instantly and automatically it begins to attract particles of energy which are in tune with, in harmony with it, and it expands. We call that growth. And roots start to form. A shoot makes its way up and bursts through the dirt, then it attracts particles of energy from the atmosphere, and over time we have a tree with branches and leaves and eventually oranges. So it's what's happening down here below the surface that's driving the growth to produce the results. That seed is part of nature. You and I are part of nature, and we are governed by the exact same laws, universal laws. The results that you see in your life, yes, including financial, are caused by your actions, your behaviors, the opportunities that you seize and act on, and those that you let pass by, or those that you don't even see in the first place. Those are being driven by your feelings about yourself, your capabilities, your outside world. And those are being fed by thoughts in your conscious mind. This is all connected. Just like the process from seed to the fruit, the seeds are the thoughts that you choose, and the fruits are your results. It's all hooked up. Just like you can't see the seeds and the roots and the growth that's taking place below the surface, while your thoughts and feelings may not be visible to you, their effects, your actions and behavior, and the results that creates, sure are. You see, what's happening above the surface is simply a mirror image of what's happening below. That's why I've often said your external results are merely a reflection of your internal reality. So if you want to improve something in your outer world, you simply must affect the change in your inner world, because that's where it all starts. That is why, for purposes of this course and your financial future, I'm focusing on the inner game of wealth. A person could stumble across the best outer financial advice in the world, but if they're not aligned and in harmony with becoming wealthy, they won't follow the advice. Or if they do, and they do well, it won't last. Not unless and until the inner game is being won. So why do you have the outlook about money and finances that you currently have? Which is your driving force behind your behavior, giving you your current financial results? Well, your conditioning is part genetic and also from programming that you've received, especially when you were a young child at a time that I refer to as your little life. Here's our mind-body model again. This is a graphic illustration of you and I as an adult. You'll recall we said to let this top circle represent the conscious mind, this big circle in the middle, your subconscious mind, and the bottom circle, the body. We said that the conscious mind is the part of you that thinks. It's here that thoughts enter your mind, and it's here that you have the ability to accept or reject an idea. Now, as an adult, I can share an idea with you, and you might say, yeah, okay, I get that, I agree with that. Or you could say, no, I don't think so. Now, as an adult, you have that ability. However, as an infant, the faculties of your conscious mind were not yet fully developed. So our model as an infant looks more like this. That filtering mechanism wasn't yet fully established. So you and I in our little life, We are an open channel to the influences around us. So who were some of the primary sources of this programming? Well, our parent or parent figures, siblings, teachers, coaches, relatives, friends, media, your culture, religious leaders. These people can have a profound effect on your belief system and how you view yourself, your world, your potential, and therefore the choices that you make and the goals that you set or don't set. How are you conditioned? Well, there are two primary ways. One is impact. These are specific, powerful incidents that occurred in your life, which left a lasting impact. The second is through repetition, those things that you saw and heard over and over again while growing up. Consider what you heard when you were little about money and rich people. How about money doesn't grow on trees? You probably were able to fill that blank in. Or, we can't afford that. What do you think? I'm made of money? Those people are filthy rich. How about money is the root of all evil? Or, you can't be rich and spiritual. You can't be rich and a good person. So those statements, whatever they are for you, that you deemed to be true when you were young in your little life, they're lodged in your subconscious mind and they're driving your behavior today. If you believe, for example, that you can't be rich and be a good person, guess what? You'll never be rich. Not as long as you want to be a good person. If you've linked having money with something bad, then you're going to sabotage your efforts. On the surface, it may appear to be external circumstances. You could blame it on the market or someone ripping you off or bad luck. But the root cause, if you dig deeper, is your programming, your conditioning. Your subconscious conditioning is like an operating system that's running in the background, driving your choices and your behavior. Since you want to improve your results, it's time to install an upgrade. One that can unlock the talent and ability and true potential that you have to live your best life in absolute abundance on all levels. Abundance in happiness, health, and material wealth. In a moment, I'll show you what you need to do to write your new operating system, the new you 2.0, and how to do the install, which is necessary if you want to stop getting the same old results and if you want to truly live the magical, wonderful life that you're worthy of. I said that repetition involved things that you not only heard, but that you saw. Let me ask you, what were your parent or parent figures like in the area of money? Were they savers or spenders? Did they manage it well or not so well? Were they investors or non-investors? When the topic of money came up, was it a source of happiness and joy, or was it a cause of tension and arguments and despair? Did money come easily, or was it a struggle? Why is this important? Same reason as before. Whatever emotionally charged events you saw around you concerning money over and over again became part of your programming that's running your decisions and your life right now. It's the underlying roots of your orange tree. During my Winning the Money Game seminar, I often share the story of a woman who once attended one of my classes in Biloxi, Mississippi. It was a seminar I was presenting. And she told me in the audience that she grew up in a household where her dad made most of the financial decisions. From a young age, she was working part-time, saved her money, and by the time she left home at the age of 22, she had over $10,000 saved in her bank account. Not long after that, she met a man she thought was Mr. Right. When that relationship ended about a year and a half later, not only was that account empty, she was in debt $7,000. In that relationship, who do you think was looking after the finances? Yep, Mr. Wrong. Why? Because that was the environment that she was raised in, and she was all too willing to allow the man in the relationship to take on that role. Sadly, it took two more similar occurrences with two more men for her to realize that blaming them for her financial loss was not the solution. Once this woman came to the realization that she needed to step up and take responsibility for the money situation herself, she was well on her way to regaining her financial freedom. How did I say we change a belief? By reevaluating it. And by her reevaluating her situation, her belief about her situation changed. Now here's how to take a look at your existing financial operating system and then how to create the new you 2.0 and to do the install. Let's start with a $1 million question you want to seriously consider. What negative beliefs do you have about money and rich people? In an earlier session on your power tools, I asked you to pay close conscious attention to your self-talk as a way to get in touch with the beliefs that you have about yourself. Now I want you to do the same with an ear to your thoughts about your wealth. Where are you tripping yourself up? What are you telling yourself about your ability to become financially free? Do you have an underlying belief that it's hard, that it would create too many problems, or that you're not capable? Identify them. And then write a freedom statement for each one, which would be its polar opposite. So if you hear yourself saying something like, I'm terrible at handling money, write out, I am an excellent money manager. If you believe that being rich and being a good person is not possible, you want to write, I see myself as rich and being a good person. And really, it's been my experience that more money doesn't make a person a bad person. It simply amplifies who they already are. So if they were a jerk before, more money doesn't seem to solve the problem. And if they were generous and big-hearted before, increased amounts of money gives them the ability to express that even more. Now remember, identifying the limiting beliefs and then writing out a freedom statement is just steps 1 and 2. These are conscious exercises and of themselves won't have any effect as far as change. To do that, you need spaced, timed repetition where you allow yourself to move into a relaxed state and see yourself in your mind's eye being that great money manager and being rich and a good person. Just like that orange seed, you need to nurture it and give it energy. Think of how long those old beliefs have been your traveling companion. So be patient with yourself. And be sure to check out the Money Beliefs questionnaire contained in this program. It lists a number of commonly held negative concepts around money that'll help you weed out maybe some more negative money issues that you might be dragging around with you. And they are a drag on your financial success. So rewrite your story starting today and see yourself prosperous and happy and living in appreciation for all the good that is in your life now. And remember, when you're doing your visualization, seeing yourself in your mind's eye, living these new beliefs, and you're looking at your vision board, see these things as something you are living now. That's the vibration that you want to be in and transmitting to the world. If you look at your vision board, like they're things that you'll receive in the future, and your mind is focused on what you think you lack now, then those vision items will always be in the future. You wrote out the goal that you're working towards for this program. When you did that, at that moment, you had it mentally. And then through repetition, as you see yourself in your mind's eye already in possession of it and living it, you have it emotionally. Then, as you keep nurturing that idea and taking more action on the idea, it'll only be a matter of time until you see it manifest in the physical, because remember, it's all hooked up. You can have, do, and be those things that you truly desire. And the more you study this material, the more you'll believe it. And as William James, the famous psychologist, wrote, your belief will help create the fact. Remember, your external results are a reflection of your internal reality. To achieve greater success in your side hustle, set yourself up for prosperity by planting that seed of what you do want and feel and see yourself in your mind's eye already in possession of it and living it. And just like the orange seed, you'll want to nurture it and feel appreciation and gratitude for it like it's already been received. And it'll only be a matter of time before you experience it in the physical. Well, that's a wrap for today. You'll find a link to the 12-part video program, Turn Your Thoughts into Wanted Things, and the full show notes at sidehustlehero.com. If you're enjoying what you're seeing in this podcast, it would be so appreciated if you would take a moment to add your comment, share the episode, and please subscribe. It'll let others know that there's valuable content here to help them start or grow their side hustle. Thanks for watching, and hustle on.